message is for the man who is still trying to find his way, and is no condemnation, because look how this country and this world treats you. It might take a little longer for some men to find their way, but I'm hoping you get there. Listen to the message. Peace. The great disconnect, aka escapism in the black man. I'm bringing this to you guys in all love. Trust. If it wasn't no love there, I wouldn't even say anything. Here's a question. Where did this disconnect come from? Anti-black woman rhetoric spewed by some black men. When did it start? Or was it there all along? Let me show you something, and I'll most likely end up answering my own question and yours too. This is what I remember. Choosing to do some study, independent study, and since school tells you only a fraction of what they want you to know, well, they only tell you so much. Yes, Egypt, as well as the entire continent of Africa, looks like us, light and dark brown. We are nowhere near black like a crayon, as they say, stop the cap. And while we are in that area, people from the Bible, that's us too. Yep, the world was ours before the fall. I'm going to let her tell you too.
I heard that you black people don't know who you are. And I'm telling you, you have to come back to your homeland, here to Zion, to Jerusalem, because us the Gentiles, we do need you. We need you to come and pray, because you are our saviors. You're the one that was chosen by Yahweh.
We circled the globe. Our presence was here and there, everywhere. They know it, and we are learning more of it. But don't beat yourself up. Our true identity and origins were hidden from us very well, and you see why. This is who was here in the place called America. Where you were, we the women who looked like you were there too, black man. Remember this, know this. When you ruled in Mexico, who was by your side? When the great historical fall happened, the vile, wicked institution of slavery, who went through the same unimaginable horror that you went through? Deep, dark, brown, beautiful man. We did. Remember, the women who are rocking with you now, or appear to be rocking with you, most didn't lift a finger to help you out of this pit. It was us, the deep, dark, brown, beautiful women who helped you. We worked together. Remember the black code? And I'm not talking about that wicked, vile, Jim Crow black code. I'm talking about the black code. We the power to the people.
Black power to black people.
We wrote that and honored it together. I would like to know what Fred Hampton, Huey Newton, Malcolm X, Marcus Garvey, and even Martin Luther King would say about this so-called anti-black woman sentiment coming from some of you men. They'd probably banish you from our community indefinitely. They went through too much to allow you to humiliate them and their legacy before the world. Nope. These are the images I remember seeing in elementary school. You and women who look like you walking hand in hand doing this.
But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free.
You and the women who look like you are still going through the same thing in 2023. Could you imagine Dr. King saying he had a dream that one day black men would say to the world without any shame that they have nothing to do with the women who've always had their backs? That's tragic and shameful.
To give more power to the people.
I know that's right. This is you, and this is us. I recently had the opportunity to talk to a gentleman who tried to explain the issue that he says some black men have with black women. The one thing I noticed is that he kept reiterating this. He said, the black man that told him this, he said, they have a problem with black women not wanting to submit. And they don't like that the black women allow the government to come in their home and take the place of them. He spoke of women in the past who seemed to stand by their men. They were pretty much silent while letting their men lead. Here's what I said. You want us to submit, right? He said a man told him that, he told a woman that he was starting to get serious with, that he wanted her to stop posting pics on IG. That instantly rubbed me wrong. Of course, an argument ensued. He said the black man said, or black men and the men that he's spoken to in general said that they're tired of always fighting. I said, who gave black men or men in general the authority to tell a woman what to do like she's a child? Here's the thing. When a woman is feeling you and you make her feel secure and you have the ability to lead her and your family, if you guys have one, you take care of your responsibility. You do things without asking. You won't have to ask her to submit. She will do that automatically. I, personally speaking, I enjoy a confident man. I enjoy seeing that he knows how to lead. He's good with his hands, meaning he's versed in fixing things, building things. I said that he wouldn't have to ask me to do anything. I will willingly do it. I will be so just enamored by him. Like I told him, I said, if I'm with my man and we're somewhere in public and he's talking, we're having a little discussion with a little group, I said I'll just be staring at him with just loving, admiring eyes, just like blushing, because he is representing us and he's so brilliant and intelligent. I said you wouldn't have to ask me to submit. When he gets home, he commands my entire attention. Dinner will be prepared and served. If he want a bath, it will be drawn for him. He would just have to be, and I take care of the rest. If you're not capable of pulling that from me, why would you have the audacity to expect submission when you don't have the ability to make me feel secure and confident that you know what you are doing? If you can't manage your finances and you keep making terrible mistakes, it's a done deal. Action speaks louder than words. I spoke on the anger about black women letting the government take black men places. Here's what I said. If the man wasn't there, sometimes the woman had no clue where he was or if he was ever coming back. The kids got to eat, they need clothes, and everything else that entails taking care of the household while you are away temporarily or permanently. What was she supposed to do? Sit in the corner and twiddle her thumbs? Then if she sat back and didn't take command of the situation, she'd be accused of being lazy and uninspiring. It's like damned if you do, damned if you don't. Then I addressed him talking about black women being there for their men side by side no matter what, speaking when spoken to. Any man who wishes for those days when women were treated as property, you don't want good for us. Black women and women in general appear to be by your side through the bull and the terrible times because that's all they had. That's all they knew. There was no infrastructure in place like there is today to help women who were possibly going through terrible situations. They had to take what was dished. And most of the times what was dished out was horrific. Some women stood by you because that's all they had, and some didn't want to stand by you. They were too scared to not stand by you. Talked about what he said about men wanting to lead women. If you can't lead yourself or make good decisions for yourself, why would a woman sit back and let you lead her? Then I'm always hearing accountability. I'm like, accountable to who? Who do black women need to be accountable to? And why is it always one-sided? Black men don't have to be accountable? Now, I'm not going to act like there weren't some horrible mothers in this world, but it takes two to tango. Some women, some mothers most likely took their anger and pain out on their son. And that wasn't right in the least. I don't condone it. It wasn't right. But stop taking your anger and pain out on every black woman. Go to that woman who damaged you and express yourself. If she listens and makes sincere amends, that is beautiful, and I hope you accept it for your sake, for your peace of mind, and the sake of all women who look like her. If she doesn't accept it, shake the dust off your feet. Keep it moving and stop projecting your anger towards other women who have done nothing to you. This anti-black woman looks like psychosis. And like you probably have an issue with women in general, but you are using black women as a scapegoat as usual because you're not bold enough to say you have an issue with all women. Now that is a whole other topic. Preference. I can hear you saying it now. But it's my preference. Listen, when it comes to black people, there's no such thing as a preference, in my opinion. I'm going to tell you why. Others might have a preference, but not us. We were conditioned to hate every fiber of our being, our hair, our facial features, our skin tone, everything. So when I hear a black man say, "Oh, I have a preference," this is what I actually hear. Your preference is you removing yourself from anyone who looks like you. My conclusion. It said that more black men are married to black women. So, if that's the case, someone's lying. Perpetuate a lie furthering the division. And who's known for causing fear and division among all the races? Did I really have to ask? This anti-black woman rhetoric is a sickness that needs to be rooted out. Black men, as long as you continue to try to escape the plight of black America without your Harriet Tubman, you will always run into a brick wall at full speed and fall right on thy face. I do these vids not to antagonize. I do them because I actually love my people. Black men, you are the epitome of a man. I look forward to you seeing it. Stand strong on the foundation God created for you as the original man. Stop trying to emulate others, which causes you to hate the woman who looks like you. Contrary to how it looks, black men have a love for their women that the front and center group doesn't. Let's be real with it. White men anti-women mindset has been documented by their own hands. There's a video on TikTok where this woman is explaining what she discovered about the relationship of Europe. I don't remember the ethnicity, but I know they were European. But basically, some European men saw women only for procreation, and they had fancies, or they fancied the little boys. Y'all gonna have to find the video. If I can find it, I'll insert it somewhere. And then they taught them, groomed them to basically wear a mask in society, hide what they really wanted or who they really wanted. Black man, you know damn well that is not your heart or mentality. God, the true living God of Jacob, Isaac, and Abraham, the creator of all life, myself and other women who value you, and the world needs you to wake up. Take that filthy Eurocentric dispensation off, assume your position, and go forth. Once you do that, no one on this planet will be able to deny what's yours and what is ours.